Hello, this is a review of the 1/35th scale Tiger 1 by Italeri. As you can see, this is the World of Tanks version, so it does include bonus codes, decals from the game, and also plastic cement. The plastic cement included has a rather large brush, so would not recommend it for the smaller parts. As you can see, it is Zimmerit here. I decided to apply the Zimmerit version. There are two versions. You can have it without the Zimmerit, and you can also have the early type cupola, and also you can have the different exhaust shrouds. The tracks are individually linked, which lets you have a nice sag effect, but the thing I will note is that these are solid guide horns, which none of the Tiger ones had solid guide horns, so it is slightly inaccurate, but for most people it shouldn't matter too much. It is molded in a dark gray, as you can see here, that is painted with XF60 right now, has not been weathered. It does come with a MG on the top, which I have not placed on it yet. Has the MG here on a mount, and it can actually rotate, as you can see here. The turret barrel is two parts, which if you do some sanding on it, it can look rather nice, but it also does not have photo etch for the grills here, which is a little disappointing. So the tools are molded in a nice way. The wire is plastic for the tow cable. It is very nice detail, I'd say. And then it has wood texture for the jack box, which is nice. It also does contain the Zimmerit mantlet, and also a regular mantlet. And with the early cupola, to make the early turret is nice, but you cannot make an early Tiger 1 with it, because it has steel, the all-steel wheels without the rubber on the edges. So you cannot make an early hull. You could make an early turret and a late hull, which some Tigers did have that were repaired later, but most didn't. It also doesn't contain the side fenders for the early versions. Let's see. The back fender can also be an early one. And the front fenders, they have the early one and then this one. It does not have the option to have the late style headlight arrangement. It has the two. It also has a wire going down, but it does not have the light here, which is odd. The turret can rotate, of course. The turret basket is nice. It has the rivets like it should. And also, it does contain a very simplified engine, the HL230. The suspension system for it here is, of course, the late style. And it looks good, but it needs sanding around the edges a lot to get it look good. It has kind of a seam line, but other than that, it should be pretty easy. This kit is hard for early modelers and experienced modelers because of the individual track links that you have to cut out, sand, and glue together, and it might be hard to get the right sagging effect. This kit only costs around $30 in the US, which is rather cheap. Here are the decals for it. The decal sheet includes inscriptions from the game, and also decals from the game. The only couple that are actual historic ones are the American stars and the German crosses. The kit has a little booklet here, which includes the different kits that are also sold with it. Also, it has the bonus codes, which you can see here. I guess if you're first, you can claim the captured German Sharpie one and the invite codes here. So, overall, this kit is very nice to build. I actually have built 3 of them. I have this Zimmerit one and 2 non-Zimmerited ones. It is rather nice. I like the Zimmerit, how it is not uniform like it should be, and is rather detailed for molded on Zimmerit. It does not contain any figures, and also the instructions can be slightly confusing. But if you are a advanced modeler, you should be able to build this without any issue. You might want to replace the barrel with a turned metal one and replace the tracks. But other than that, it is highly detailed. It is comparable to the Tamiya Tiger one. And also it has Zimmerit, which is better than the regular Tamiya Tiger one. So here's one last look. It has not been weathered yet, it just has been primed. If you buy this kit, it will give you a lot of extra parts because you will only use about half of them because the parts are either early or late and you get to choose Zimmerited or non-Zimmerited. So you do have a lot of spares and also quite a few spare track links to use to go on the outside of your tank or maybe into dioramas.